Okay, so I'm driving, minding my business, doing what God put me on this green earth to do. And I just had to pull over for a minute because I just began to think about some things. And one thing that really stood out to me was the rearview mirror. Now, when you look into the rearview mirror, I'm looking at it actually right now, and it says, objects in mirror are closer than they appear. And immediately I started thinking about my situation. A lot of times you have so many great ideas, so many great God ideas, and you're like, God, well, I'm trying to move. But it seemed like as doors are opening, some doors that are necessary are not opening. So then it dawned on me, and it became super, super clear that oftentimes it may seem as if something is so far away because of the delay. But the thing that you're working on or working toward is actually closer than it may appear. See, one thing that we have to understand is that it's not always just about the wilderness and a promised land. One major location that it seems as if we always miss out on is transition. And the reason why I say that is because if you go from being broke, if you start off, not having, if you start off always late, not punctual, not having a job, not having secure finances, and God just take you and just throw you into the palace, you would have no idea what to do. You would mismanage your money. You would mismanage everything that has been given to you as a privilege, as a reward. You wouldn't know what to do with it. So it dawned on me that before we get to the promised land, there has to be a secure transition. For example, you ever see someone who was homeless or someone who really, was in a poverty-stricken environment, and then all of a sudden they hit the lottery and they win for like $1 million. But then like a year later, you see that same exact person and they're right where you saw them the first time. They're back, homeless, back in a poverty-stricken environment. That is because they didn't have a successful transition. So my thing is this. I know you want to get to the promised land. I know you feel as if the wilderness is over. But understand that in order for you to get to that place that God has predestined, whether it's ministry, whether it's a career, whether it's school, whether it's a non-for-profit, whether it's, being a practitioner of law, whatever it may be, understand that before you get to that promised place, that predestined place, that there has to be a successful transition. Okay? So I want you all to be encouraged in the process. Understand, you're not a caterpillar anymore, but you're not yet a butterfly. So you're not going to walk on the ground anymore. You're not going to slide against the gravel anymore, but you're not ready to take flight. So while you're in that cocoon, allow yourself to blossom. Don't get caught up on what everybody else have on Facebook. Don't get caught up on what everybody else have on these social medias about, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I have this new great venture. I have this video about coming soon, but we never see anything coming. Don't get caught up on the movement around you, because the movement around you will drown you if you allow it to be your focus. Focus on what God told you. And I'm ministering to myself, okay? Focus on what God told you. Be encouraged on what he said. Know that everything that God has spoken over your life, it shall come to pass. I love you guys. Be blessed.